Hello, everyone. Thank you once again for welcoming me into your homes. And of course, thank you, Lori, for inviting me to be a part of the mystical moon and part of the family and everyone who's there. It's always a joy to be around such energetic, positive, uplifting, and of course, inspirational people. The first thing that I would like to talk about right now is many of us are aware that on July 1st, Mercury went direct. It's been retrograde for about 3 weeks before that. And as I've mentioned during my last forecast, you know, all our astrological influences really do serve a purpose. They offer us opportunities. Mercury retrograde is always a time to just review and reflect, to go within and reconnect perhaps with people who we've lost contact with, resume writing any letters. Also, if any of us who have begun a writing project in the past maybe forgot about it, a great way to reconnect with that information and that energy is during the time of a Mercury retrograde. You know, and now that everything is moving direct, it'll be till about the 17th before Mercury picks up speed again and resumes its regular rate of orbit. Certainly that doesn't mean that until then there's nothing that we can't do to really continue to set things in motion, but it isn't until after what we call it passes the shadow point, that's the point at which it went retrograde, that's when everything really begins to pick up speed. So I would suggest to really observe how in these next few weeks, if there's been any confusion about anything in your lives, clarity begins to come together, you know, and the awarenesses and the understandings and the information that you need to really perhaps put even the last pieces of a puzzle together. Really watch how that all comes together for you as you go through these next few weeks, especially around the time of the full moon. The full moon this month is on July 12th. And then the new moon is on July 26th. Now, what's significant about these specific lunations this month is that they are triggering the energies of the series of eclipses that we had in April, on April 14th and April 29th. The 14th was the full moon. The lunar eclipse, the 29th, was the new moon, the solar eclipse. So if you know exactly where these influences were connecting with you in your chart, certainly you can have a better understanding as to what part of your life is being triggered with these energies. This trigger point, it's a time to move forward. It's almost like it's a spiritual universal push with all of those things which may have been happening at during the time of the last series of eclipse in April. So it's a push forward. It's a time for us to understand what is necessary and what we need to do to get to that next place in our experiences, which the next significant shift is during the October time frame, and that's the next time when we have a series of eclipses coming together. The full moon on July 12th is in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn, for the most part, connects with our long-term goals and objectives, the greatest desires that we have for ourselves, as well as what it is that we feel passionate about. You know, that is something that I'm going to certainly suggest to really recognize and pay attention to. You know, many times when I'm sitting with someone and we're talking about a career profession, I may not necessarily always connect with what they are doing at a present time regarding their career and profession. I will see what they are passionate about, you know, and many times when I refer to those potentials, you know, I'll get a little bit of resistance and almost feel like, well, you know, I can't really possibly do that. I love that more than anything, but I can't possibly do that, you know, and I would suggest to really review that concept and that knowing, because quite honestly, whatever it is that we believe is exactly how something will come to pass. You know, and in these last few years, especially since about the 2008 time frame, many of us have been giving opportunities to really embrace our potential and what it is that we came into this embodiment to experience. You know, and the only thing that will define whether or not we are going to be successful is our own beliefs, our own energies, our own attitudes, whatever energies we put into that. You know, certainly if we stay in a place of knowing that we can absolutely accomplish our greatest goals and desires, we certainly will do that. You know, and when we trust in spirit that everything that we need will absolutely be provided for us and that we will be taken care of, we will be shown the way. We will be given the opportunities to continue moving forward with those goals and objectives. So during this time, I would suggest that you recognize what you are receiving in terms of your own knowing about your own passion, what it is that you are passionate about, as well as your life's purpose, because a lot of that information will be coming to us as we go through these next few weeks, especially at the time of the full moon. And these are things which can certainly have a long-term effect in a very, very positive way. So I would suggest to really allow all that to come to you. You know, whatever it is that we are setting in motion at the time of an eclipse, of a full moon, we will only get that energy back. You know, so I'm just always going to suggest to really stay in a very, very positive, loving, knowing place that, you know, you really are here for a very specific purpose, and that purpose, the clarity of that purpose, is very, very much so coming together. So live every day knowing that. We have our next new moon on July 26th. It's in the sign of Leo. You know, Leo is most closely associated with creative energy, and the planet Jupiter is in such close proximity to the new moon at this time that that creativity is certainly going to be heightened. It's going to be expanded upon. You know, many times when I talk about creativity, and I've noticed this recently with some of my clients, there's an attachment to creativity being demonstrated in art and music. But creativity can come through many, many, many different forms, you know, and I would suggest to really recognize your own creativity, where you feel the energies of creativity demonstrating themselves the most in your own lives, because at this next new moon, we can really, really tap into that creative energy, and certainly it's going to play very much a part in what I was addressing earlier regarding long-term goals and your profession and your career. So really recognize and embrace the creative energy that we each have that is very unique and very specific to each and every one of us. You know, we may also notice that we are very sensitive to the energy of our surroundings in these next few weeks as well, especially those of us who are very connected with psychic energy. Especially, we're going to have Mars going into the sign of Scorpio, which the sign of Scorpio certainly is very closely related to the psychic faculties and psychic energy. Through that process, there could be a surge in psychic energy, especially some very subtle psychic influences that we need to be very, very careful of, that those of us who are very sensitive to that energy, that we don't allow it to interfere with our own sense of clarity. So with that, I will like to leave you with saying have a very happy 4th of July. Today is July 3rd. I'm not sure when this will be broadcast, so I'm hoping if this is broadcast before July 4th, you have a very, very safe, happy 4th of July, you know, and really know and embrace that, you know, these holidays, it's really about everyone. It's not only about us in the United States, and we have to really remember how we're all very much part of the same planet. So everyone, please stay safe, be well, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay in the place of light and always in a place of love, and I will see you very, very soon. Be well. Thank you.